Okay.
Good evening, everybody. So now we are going to present, our presentation is all about navigating the global pharmaceutical industry business environment. So our module code is 7042 SSL. Module name is the Global Business Environment Evaluation and Dynamics. So in this group, there was supposed to be 3 persons, but unfortunately one is missing because of his personal problem. So myself is Amdad Ahmed, my ID number is 113468089, and my colleague who will be assisting in this presentation is Mr. Shaikh Abdul Qadir Khalik. His ID number is 1356740. So yeah, I'm going to introduce my presentation, and we have selected the pharmaceutical company. While in the introduction, the pharmaceutical industry is a critical industry in the global space as it dependent on by people from all over the globe. In order to access the global environment of the pharmaceutical industry and specifically the multinational corporations in this scope, the presentation looks into various issues among them. The key feature in the pharmaceutical industry, the challenges faced by pharmaceutical multinational corporations, and the strategies used by the multinational corporations in the pharmaceutical industry to maneuver through the challenges. The presentation also has a conclusion which reflects on the major findings of the presentation. Key features in the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry has its distinct characteristics, making it a unique industry. In this case, the presentation will highlight some of the unique features of this industry. Some characteristics or features include high research and development cost, strong intellectual property rights protection, stringent regulatory frameworks, and a global market for pharmaceutical products. High research and development cost. The industry is highly characterized by intense research and development cost, whereby from time to time, the companies involved invest heavily in developing and producing drugs to improve what's already there in the market. The estimated cost of producing on particular drug ranges from $2.6 billion to $3.2 billion. The high cost of R&D is due to key factors that escalate this cost. These factors include investing. Over to the next slide. Strong intellectual property rights protection. Intellectual property rights, IPR protections, are critical features to look into the pharmaceuticals industry. Pharmaceutical companies investing heavily in IPR protection aim to be in beneficiary of the inventions. In addition, having these rights making it possible for companies to gain protection whereby other manufacturing companies have to mandate or right to copy their invention to benefit from them. Patients, on the other hand, make it possible for companies to be in position and commercialize their products. In this case, drugs from a stipulated period make them gain from their inventions without stringent regulatory frameworks. The stringent rules and regulations in the pharmaceutical industry allow companies to ensure that drug efficiency, safety, and quality are kept at a top-notch level. The pharmaceutical industry operates under stringent regulatory frameworks to ensure drug safety, efficiency, and quality. Regulatory authorities such as the Food and Drug Administration in the United States, the European Medicine Agency in Europe, and other national agencies in other nations established the requirements for medication approval. The global market for pharmaceutical products. The pharmaceutical industry operates in a global market scope where all the drugs and pharmaceutical products are sold through the supply chain process and in different countries across the globe. Access to market challenges multinational corporations, MNC, pharmaceutical industry. Regulatory compliance. The existence of multiple Jurisdictions in which the pharmaceuticals companies operate make it difficult for these companies to undertake their operations due to the inability to manage the different regulatory frameworks. In the regard, it became quite difficult for companies to operate under different jurisdictions since each country has its frameworks that dictate the timeline, standard, and requirements to which the drugs should conform to be declared ready for us. Intellectual property protection. For pharmaceuticals companies to sail through their research and development, they need intellectual property protection, which is protection for their investment. However, obtaining intellectual property rights become a challenge for these companies, especially when access to market, MNSA, uh, MNCs in the pharmaceuticals industry has a challenge in accessing marketing for their drugs, pharmaceuticals products mainly in countries where the health system experiences vast dramatically or protectionist policies exist. Therefore, in this case, the companies are faced without major challenges in ensuring that they maneuver the complex regulations imposed, the irregular pricing structure and policies reading uh, embrace to ensure that they gain market access and also make the drug and pharmaceutical products have been evolved to the patients for their ease. The pricing pressures, the pricing pressures faced by the multinational pharmaceutical companies in countries with public healthcare system can be attributed to several factors. Thank you very much for listening. My next colleague will be continuing the next pages.
Thank you, Amdad. My name is Sheikh Abdul Khaliq. My student ID number is 1356440. So he has explained several key factors of pharmaceutical industries. Now I would like to explain about several factors attribute to these challenges. Drugs price have great input from the government and other peers due to their strong bargaining power. So these two players have major input in setting the price of drugs since at most times they are more significant parties when presenting drugs for the citizens. So they are also managed to ensure the healthcare delivery in the respective countries. In this case, the government and the payer negotiate the prices to ensure the affordability of healthcare service in various countries. The secondly, the consumer of various drugs are quite sensitive to price when the buying various drugs. In most cases, the rising cost of healthcare service has major implications on the patient. This makes them highly price sensitive. Strategy used by MNC company in the pharmaceutical industries, research and development (R&D). The multinational companies in pharmaceutical industries have major burden bestowed among them regarding research and development, whereby to utilize in the development of new drugs in improvement of those already established. This is quite an important strategy in the scope of operation as the company will remain competitive. Secondly, the company will opposition to the meeting the global regulatory requirement, thus making it for MNC in the pharmaceutical industries to navigate new market with much easier to especially in the countries with stringent measures to have been imposed. The research and development process tend to be expensive, and the fact that research and development process will successfully tend to be quite challenging. Second one, the strategic partnership. MNC in the pharmaceutical industries finds quite difficult for company to work on its own. Therefore, these corporations need to consider working among the sides, such as academic institutes, biotechnology companies, and government agencies as their key stakeholders. Margins aim to ensure that companies work together to help to lessen and burden of manufacturing, thus reducing the cost, sharing resource, and accelerating rate which resource and development are conducted. Third point, Patient protection. MNCs may protect the innovation and ability to benefit from the securing patient on their product for a certain period. For our companies with the global research and patient R&D investment and make them comfortable. Now the fourth point, market access strategy. Multinational companies, pharmaceutical companies, and adapt the market access to the tactics, laws, and healthcare system in each country in which they operate. Pricing and reimbursement schemes, locals alliance, patient support programs are also example of what may be done. Product diversification. Plans for pricing and reimbursement, community partnership, and patient assistance initiative are all the possibilities. Negotiating price and reimbursement with government and players is one of the strategy to ensure their product are accessible to the price can they afford. Now comes to conclusion. The report illustrates the pharmaceutical industries operate in highly competitive industry that is quite dynamic, thus making it to highly competitive. Regulation keep changing from time to time. Finally, this aspect changing in the consumption of behavior of various consumers. A significant challenge highlighted resolves around the intense competition that the various company must be uniquely positioned. Secondly, there have to be plenty of innovations that are mainly geared towards the necessity to ensure the companies retain their competitive position in the dynamic market. The need of invest in having intellectual property right to protection and the stringent regulatory requirements also added to industry challenges. Despite these difficulties, MNC engaged in the pharmaceutical sectors have used several techniques to control the global business environment. These tactics include partnerships, collaborations, innovation, focus, initiatives, product portfolio, portfolio expansions, investment in the emerging market. Thank you.